Hi there, it's Nazar, and in this video I want to show you how to work with databases in CleverStyle CMS. And before we'll create our new module, a few concepts about databases in CleverStyle CMS. So first, CleverStyle CMS supports multiple databases. Multiple databases can have different engines. For instance, some database might be better suitable for geospatial data, another for something else, and you can actually use both of them for your task. Another thing is that each database can have mirrors, and these mirrors can be master-master mirrors and master-slave. So when you make any request to database, you'll need to separate write requests and read requests. And last thing is that each module can use multiple databases if it needs to. So let's start with creating new module. Let's call it database test. And first file we'll create is meta.json, and we just copy it from another module. And as usually, we'll modify it. Okay. Don't need this. So each module can have multiple databases, and these databases are targeted for different purposes. And each database will have its so-called name. And for database, we'll call it DB here, or maybe better test. It doesn't matter actually, but we'll use it in our code. And database support, it's just enumeration of database engines that are supported by our module. So we'll have only one database, it's called test, and it can work with MySQLi engine. Next, let's go to web interface and create database structure. I prefer using GUI instruments, so it's PHPMyAdmin. Each database will start with prefix. It will be actually replaced with real prefix of target database. And database test, let's call it this way. Let's create one field auto-incrementing. Then we'll have some title. And there will be some content. It's, let's say, some blog posts. Okay, let's save it, and then we need our database structure in text form. Okay, let's select it and go back to IDE. In order to create a module with database, we need some database structure. And this database structure is stored in meta subdirectory. Then install DB will have scripts for populating structure for database. Then goes database name and then engine. In our case, it's MySQLi and SQL extension. So we have structure like this. And we put our database structure in here. Let's remove unnecessary comments. And of course, we'll need to create an uninstallation script in case we remove our module, so we'll not leave any unused database tables. So we can copy from here. Okay. The same like install script, but in uninstall DB subdirectory. Okay. And this should be enough for now to install our module. So go back to database. We see database test here, but we don't have this table with prefix. Now update modules list, database test, install, and when we go to database we should see database test table with actual prefix. Okay, that's about creating database. Now let's see how we can put some data there or pull some data from there. Let's create simple index.php file. Okay, namespace yes, and let's turn on interface, turn off, and probably even HTML format will be better for simplicity. Okay, let's do it this way. So if we want to access database for this module, first of all we need to find a database index. Since CleverStyle CMS supports multiple databases, each database is associated with its index, and database name from module is can be mapped to real index. How it works? So let's create a variable database index. Then we need config object. We can get instance, then module, and place module name here. We actually used this object already. And then we need database. Database with name test, as we specified it in, we don't need this, as we specified in our meta.json file here. Okay, we have index, and now we need database object. Let's call it DB. There is system object database, and if we want to make only read requests, so we can use DB method, and if we want to make both read and write requests, we need DB prime. Let's use DB prime, database index, and this is our actual object we'll use for database requests. So database object is not a ORM or something like that. It's simple wrapper around low-level functions, and it just simplifies interaction with database. So if we need to insert some row, we make query, then write regular simple SQL requests. Insert into. Here we also use prefix. It will be automatically replaced. Database test. Then fields, title, and content. Okay, and values. Let's say we have title 1 and we have content 1. In simplest case, this is all we need to make a request, and let's change our theme to default, so we'll see how many requests were made to database. Okay, modules, refresh, database test. Okay, we have some error. Let's move this a bit lower. This is probably the reason. Okay. Yes, we have empty page, and if we go to database, we can see our row inserted. Let's try to insert a few more rows. Okay. Refresh. Have second, and also you can use prepared statements here with very simple syntax like in a printf function. So we'll use s here. Let's place title to the same here. Okay. Okay. And then if we refresh our page, there should be the simple title 3, but these values will be pre-processed, so they will be secure for making SQL requests. And we have 3 rows, and let's fetch some data from there. So var dump database. There are a lot of methods. Q from query, F from fetch, A from array, and S from simple. Let's try to make a query and fetch at the same time. So query fetch, select all from prefix database test. This way we should have, I think, 1 row. Yes. And if we need to make, if we want to take all the elements selected, we can take array. And if we want to select only 1 column, for instance AD, we'll have array with 1 element in each subarray. But if we place S, we'll have plain array with IDs only. This is very simple wrappers, but they are very convenient, and in case when we have this, we'll need to use prepared statements with subarray here because of arguments we have. So, for instance, this way. Yes, so we have additional arguments, and query is actually array of arguments that will be passed to Q function. So if you want this way, where, for instance, title equals title1, so we can do this way. And also we can use prepared statements. So we can take S, title1, and it should work the same way. And obviously you can use other syntax from printf function. For instance, we can take second element and use %d, title2, and this way forward. That's it for now, and see you later.